Most people have heard of multiple sclerosis, known as MS, but not neuromyelitis optica spectrum disorder, or NMOSD.
It started with my eyes. They got blurry, and then this tingling in my left arm that wouldn't go away. So I went to the doctor, who said it might be MS and that they would need to do some tests. I just got scared. I thought, MS, that's really serious.
MS and NMOSD have similar symptoms, meaning that up to 30% of people living with NMOSD are misdiagnosed with MS. MS is over 10 times more common than NMOSD, of which there are fewer than 200,000 cases globally.
They did loads of tests. It took months and months. Time passed so incredibly slowly. It was like sleepwalking. The symptoms got worse: spasms, numbness, and nausea. Treatments for MS didn't work for me, so they did more tests, which went on for the best part of a year, and then they told me I had NMOSD. I was so confused. I'd never heard of it and could hardly pronounce it. I kept thinking, how am I supposed to explain this to my family and friends?
NMOSD is associated with antibodies that target and damage cells called astrocytes, resulting in an inflamed optic nerve, spinal cord, and brain. In MS, the immune system attacks the protective sheath called myelin that covers nerve fibers and causes communication problems between your brain and the rest of your body.
Now that I've talked to doctors about the condition, I know more and I'm less confused, but I'm still scared. I'm having trouble walking and my mobility is getting worse, but I think it's the relapses that scare me the most.
MS and NMOSD can seem similar at first, and misdiagnosis is common, but how they progress is different. While some people with MS experience permanent disability, people tend to fully or partially recover from relapses. For those with NMOSD, however, relapses are often severe, and recovery can be both limited and slow, potentially leading to blindness and paralysis. While the anxiety caused by the threat of these relapses is exhausting, today the disease can be managed with a bit more certainty. Just as the management of MS has changed dramatically over the last few decades, similar innovations are now starting within NMOSD as we learn more about the disease. This has renewed hope for patients, their support networks, and their medical teams.
The doctors and nurses have been really supportive, and I'm also in contact with other people who have NMOSD. They really understand what I'm going through and how this rare disease is unique.
It is important for people with NMOSD to have open conversations with their doctor to ensure that they are receiving the care that will be most beneficial to them, as their care and support needs are different to people with MS. Finding a doctor that you feel comfortable with and who you have confidence in is an important personal decision. NMOSD is a serious, life-changing condition, but it can be managed so people can live a life beyond NMOSD.
So I'm going to make the most of things, with a little help from my friends.